Howdy everybody, it's Angelo, dailyvitamoves.com. A common reason people see their doctors is for headaches. And the issue is that headaches are a multifaceted problem. So there's a lot of different causes and a lot of things that can contribute to a headache. But for the common tension headache, I think there's still a lot of things within our control that we can do. Getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, breathing enough oxygen, handling and managing things that stress you out, and staying away from foods that maybe are irritating your system. I know these are all common sense things, but it's not necessarily common practice. So stay on top of them. And if you happen to have a tension headache, I'm going to show you something you can do right now to help alleviate your pain. So let's get to it. So I'm going to show you 3 areas to target to help relieve headaches by bringing in more circulation and relaxing these muscles that tend to get tight with any kind of headache. Today I'm going to show you how to target one area. Next week we'll go over the other 2. Now there are 2 main techniques that we're going to use. One is isometric contractions, and that's going to help turn down the volume on the tightness being held unconsciously in your nervous system. And then 2, I'm going to show you simple massage techniques on how to massage the area to further relax and get more circulation in the area. So the first area we're going to target are the suboccipital muscles, and that's located here at the base of the skull, right here. So the easiest way to locate these muscles is to bring your hand on the back of your head, and you'll notice that as you run your hand down the back side of your head, you'll notice there's a little bump here. So you want to go just below that, and you'll notice that the skull starts to curve in a little bit like this. Okay, so if that's the bump, your skull is going to kind of curve in. Well, there's a little set of muscles right below that. So it's just going to cover maybe about 2 fingers widths just under the base of the skull. So that's the area we're going to be covering. So it's very small, but what this is going to do is help relieve the tension of a pair of these muscles that interweave with the dura. It's the covering of your brain and spinal cord, and that dura is pretty sensitive. So when there's extra tension on that, it can cause headaches and other pain and tightness throughout the body. So the isometric contraction we're going to use, you're basically going to just look up to the sky or the ceiling. So you notice how that just makes me tilt my head back, okay? So you're just going to think of the head and just tilt the whole head slightly back. Notice I'm not bending my whole back backwards. It's just the head, okay? So if you were just to look up to the sky, and then you're going to put your hands gently behind the back of your head here, and you're going to add a little pressure. So you're going to try to tilt a little bit further back, and your hands are going to resist that. So in terms of pounds of pressure, maybe about 2 or 3 pounds of pressure, so it's very light. So go ahead and tilt your head back. You're going to put your fingertips or pads of your fingers on the back of your head, and then you're going to basically try to tilt your head further into your hands, and your hands are going to gently resist. So we're going to hold that 5 seconds, and then slowly relax. So that's contracting these muscles at the base of the skull. And then we're going to contract the opposite muscles that do the opposite movement to these muscles, and that's going to further send a signal to relax these muscles at the base of the skull. Okay, so now we just do the opposite. We're just going to tuck our chin down, okay? And then we're going to take our hands just like this and put them on our forehead, okay? And same thing, just very, very, very gentle pressure here. I'm going to try to tuck my chin down further, and this is just going to gently resist, okay? So again, maybe just a couple of pounds of pressure, very light. Hold 5 seconds, and then relax. So now we're going to massage this suboccipital area. Okay, so remember, it's just a very small area here that we're going to be working. So if it was just that area here where my fingers are covering. And remember, at that point, I'll give you a side view. So if this is that bony part, the occipital protuberance, okay, I'm facing that way, the skull kind of curves under. So we're going to mainly use the middle finger and our ring finger, and these two fingers are just going to be supporting. Okay, so go ahead and find that occipital protuberance and get your ring finger just below that, and then you can just help stabilize here. And then you're going to try to follow the contour of the skull. So you're going to press in, so I'm pressing in this way, and then a little bit up. And then I'm going to gently try to just press beneath the skin and sort of try to brush it to the side. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to kind of color that whole area here. So I'm using these two fingers, and we're just going to kind of cover that area. And once you reach this sort of rounded bony part here, your mastoid process of the skull, that's just the limit to where we want to go. Okay, and then you can do the other side. So find that bony part here, get those fingers right under there, right in the midline here. I'm starting to work, and then I'm just going to press those two fingers forward and up, and then a little bit, and try to brush to the side. Okay, you may notice that it may be a little bit tender or maybe a little bit tight. Just don't be forceful. You know, just go bit by bit and just massage that area. Okay, take your time. It's not about like really kind of trying to grind that tissue there, because it's a very delicate area as well, so you don't want to be overly aggressive. All right, so that's it. Try this for yourself. Hopefully that relieves your headaches. Remember, this is the first part of the series that I'm doing. Next week, I'm going to go over 2 other areas to really amplify the effects of decreasing these tight muscles for tension headaches. Please share this with your friends and family. If you know somebody with tension headaches, tell them to give this a shot before relying on medication or any other more serious or invasive techniques. So share this on Facebook. You can use the links above to email to your friends, and we'll see you next week.